Hi there again, BookTube, Lola here, and welcome back to my channel, Lola's Library. And today I am going to do the Try 5 tag because I don't know what to read at the moment. So the 5 books I'm going to give a try are The Rose Cord by J.D. Oswald. I did read the Dreamwalker book last year, I think it was in August sometime, and it's basically about two young boys. One of them's a human, the other one's like a humanoid dragon, and basically they both follow their own little stories. They don't meet in the first book, I'm hoping they do eventually in this book. The human boy, called Errol, goes on his own little quest outside of his own little city, because at the beginning of the book it takes place in his own little town where he's just trying to find out a few little bits and bobs about the world and where he's going in the future and the little bits of magic he has, and then he goes off and tries to fight in a war, I suppose. Banfro is the young boy dragon, and he does stay in his own little town. And the dragons are all hidden away because humans don't like the dragons in this world. They want to kill them and collect their jewels that are hidden inside their heads. And so I just want to get moving more into this fantasy world and see what happens with these two young boys. I'll give this first chapter a try, see if I get into it straight away. Another book I want to give a try is The Magician's Guild by Trudy Canavan. I have not read a single Trudy Canavan book yet, and I call myself an epic fantasy lover. I really want to read this because I know it's about magicians and apprentices and stuff like that, and I really like that kind of thing. I love fantasy, and I've had people wanting me to read it left, right and centre, so I'm going to give it a try. And obviously another epic fantasy writer I have to read is Brandon Sanderson, and I want to start off with the Mistborn world and read The Final Empire, so I'm going to give this a try as well. And then also I'm going to try The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. This, as far as I know, is about a world where, well, a universe I suppose, where people have to steal books and take them back to this library that exists outside of time and space, I suppose, and the main character is a librarian and has to go and put herself in maybe like a few disguises, I think it is, and steal books to bring them back, because I think it's set in a alternate London underground or something, and this character Irene has to go and steal books because they're very precious items, that they're works of fiction from all different kind of worlds, and she herself is a big book lover, so I'm obviously going to have a lot in common with her, so I'm looking forward to reading this too. And last but not least, I'm going to read a little segment from The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett, because I've only read one of his books just by him, and I've also read Good Omens by him and Neil Gaiman. So I haven't read much of his work so far, and I really want to get into it because there's so many people who have a massive love for Terry Pratchett, and I want to see what all the hype's about, so I'm reading The Light Fantastic next also. So I will jump right in and give The Light Fantastic a go and get back to you on it when I'm finished. So from the chapter or the little section I just read, it's basically just setting the world up again. From the first book, it's carrying on with the same characters, Rincewind and Twoflower, the wizard and the tourist of the Discworld. The first ever tourist, that is, for the Discworld world. It's basically just setting up the fact that the world is on top of the tortoises and elephants' back, and yeah, the chest of legs are still following them around as far as I can tell, and it's really interesting so far. It's just setting up the world again, and yes, I really want to get into this soon and see the adventures of Twoflower and Rincewind going back on track again. As far as I remember from the last book, one of them fell off the edge of the world Come on, if you're going to sneeze.
No. No, it's okay, it's gone.
Yeah, one of the characters fell off the edge of the world and it's like a waterfall on the edge of the world. It's just water falling off the sides. I can't remember who, but I'm sure I'll find out soon when I get back into it properly. So yeah, that's The Light Fantastic. The next one I'm going to give a try to is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cotton. So from the first chapter of The Invisible Library, I got that Irene is already in the middle of a mission. She's set herself up in a school, like a boarding school type environment, and she's just like a cleaner, just tidying up. So she's like at the bottom of the scale, nobody really notices her, and she needs to steal a specific book for the Invisible Library. The library, apparently is what it's called in this world. And she acts as a cleaner and she's after this book. She hasn't been able to get near it yet, and she's just figured out where it is, so she sets up a timing where all the kids are about to leave the school and goes and snatches this book out of the specific office that it's in. So when she goes into that office, she takes the cleaning equipment with her as an undercover type thing, puts the book in her pocket, and then the alarms go off that there's a thief. And basically she trips herself over, covers herself in dirty mop water, and says that the thief climbed out the window and ran away. Basically she's got the book in her pocket, gets away with it, goes downstairs, and then gets chased by the people because they suddenly find her out because she starts running. And then she gets chased by hellhounds apparently, and she just, at the end of the chapter, the very first chapter, she manages to escape through a portal back to the Invisible Library. So I'm assuming the next chapter will actually show the Invisible Library, if it's not invisible, I'm assuming. But yeah, I really do look forward to this one. I really enjoyed that first chapter, and it seems like a very wonderful concept. So very big possibility there. The next book I'm going to try is The Rose Cord, because it's a second book in a series that I want to read, and I'll get into that now. So I've just finished the first chapter of Rose Cord, and yeah, that's 2 deaths in the first chapter already. I mean, that's almost Game of Thrones-esque, but yeah, it looks really, really good. I really like the look of this one. It literally just carries on from where Dreamwalker left off and follows the 2 boys, as well as a woman that was in the last book as well, who's taking the throne after her father's just passed away. And that's where the chapter ends, her deciding what she needs to do when she's taken the throne, and how an heir has to play into the whole idea. So yeah, the first chapter of this is really good. 2 deaths in the first chapter, so it jumps straight into the story, straight into the deep end, so I quite like that for the second book, and I can't wait to read The Rose Cord either. These are some good choices I've picked for this little try 5 tag. So the next first chapter I'm going to read is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So I've just finished the first, the prologue I suppose, of the Final Empire, and it seems like it's going to be about an uprising. The Skaa, or S-K-A-A, I don't know if I'm saying that right, are the slaves of this world, so basically they are being forced to work against their will. They're like the low lives of society, and it seems like there's going to be an uprising of them from what I'm reading of the prologue. And then there are like masters who overpower them and overrule them, and the Skaa basically belong to them, and they're whipped if they do anything out of place and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I've got from that. And then towards the end of the prologue there was a scream that they heard, and basically that's one of the women being taken by the ruler. They can use them for whatever they want, and the ruler will kill the woman after 2 weeks because he doesn't want her to get pregnant, because if she does, she will have powers that Skaa people shouldn't have, because they're slaves and they shouldn't have any power that upper people of society, I suppose, would have. So yeah, this is basically one of these really good epic fantasy books. I really want to read one of these again. So this might be at the top of the list, I'm not exactly sure yet. But that was a really good prologue, so that to one side at the moment. And then now I am on my last Try 5 tag book, and this is The Magician's Guild by Trudy Canavan, and I'm going to give the first chapter of this a go now. And I've just finished the first chapter of The Magician's Guild rather, by Trudy Canavan, and basically what the first chapter tells you is that there is a untrained magician among the city people, and the magicians basically come around every year to purge the city of street urchins and miscreants and that kind of stuff. And basically the magicians need to find her so that she can be trained as a magician, but she's basically one of these street urchins or miscreants, and basically this is one of their fears, that this would happen. So yeah, this looks really interesting too. But I think what I am going to read first is, it was a bit of a toss-up between The Invisible Library and The Final Empire, but I think because I haven't read a really good epic fantasy, well, I have read a good epic fantasy series recently, oh, it was Throne of Glass, but this is like a really big one, so I think I'm going to start off with The Final Empire and read this first and see where that takes me. So I'm really happy I did this Try 5 tag, because obviously I've found a book that I really want to read out of the 5, and this is the top one, so this is what I'm going to read next, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!